Hello, good evening. I know it's not Monday, it is Sunday. I haven't gone loopy, but Bear starts school for the start of year 6 on Tuesday, so I thought it would be better having our monthly make Monday on Sunday, so that I'm not all distracted and probably getting mithered to find 101 things that I've already found, but he's forgotten where I put them. So we're gonna do our monthly make playing with our teacups, and this will actually be our last one with our teacups because next week we will be launching September's. That has gone far too fast, hasn't it? Yeah, it's only just dawned on me it's September. It's the 1st of September today. Wow. Anyway, I'm going to get crafting like we normally do. So I have got a bit of an idea. Let me see if I can move this over. There we go. I have got a bit of an idea for us. If I can move my chair over as well. There we go. I've got loads of bits of patterned paper. So I have picked this one out and I've just cut myself a little bit of a strip to go across the centre of a 5x7 card. Yeah? So it's going to be something like that. But I don't need that. What I do actually need is a load of scrap paper for this one. So let me move that way. And then I'm going to grab this one and I'm going to stamp my teacup. There we go. You can tell I've been doing other things on my desk and everything is just not where it should be. It's never in the right places, to be honest, on my desk. So I have got my little teacup and I'm just going to ink him up in my black. There it is. And Bear was all set to come and help me tonight, and then he's got busy playing Lego, so I'd rather play his Lego, but it's okay. Like he says, he's not got much time to play now. So I'm just going to stamp my teacup, and you'll notice I haven't inked up all of this one. Evening Noir. Yes, I know. I'm coming on early this week. I'm coming on Sunday instead of Monday because of Bear being back at school on Tuesday. So I'd literally just want the teacup. I don't want the saucer bit. I just want my teacup. Let me get that bit stamped. Just like that. Hoping I inked it up right. There we go. And then on this end, I'll take my teacup off and I want our flowers. Come on. There we go. And again, on this one, I don't want the whole thing, I just want a little bit of it. Ooh, that's me pin off my glossy accent. Put that back over there. So all I'm going to do on this one is I want this one flower that's dead easy to cut out by itself. So I'm just going to take that one flower. Make sure I ink it up well. And I'm just going to pop it down here. You know what I might even do? I might stamp that again, if it will fit. Yes, just. I'm going to stamp it a second time, because then it just gives me a bit of flexibility, doesn't it, around what we can do. There we go, just make sure it's all linked up. And I'm going to stamp this without stamping it on anything else on my sheet. Not bad for an off cut, is it? I've got all the bits I need on there, I hope. Might need a sentiment as well at some point. But I could even put that in my cup, couldn't I? There we go. Right, so I've got my cup and 2 little flowers. Pop that up there. just going to give this a quick dry because I think I am going to use my brush again with this. Because I think it just gives it such a lovely colour, doesn't it? Let's get this coloured in, shall we? So I'm going to start off with my cup, and I've not got my gamboge. There it is. I'm thinking, you can tell, can't you? I'm thinking I might change my mind in a minute on what I'm doing. I'm just going to grab some gamboge. I'm thinking I might add one of these flowers on to it. I'm going to keep going and then see if I want to add the flower on, because I can always do it in a minute too. Add some water. I like to start off really muted with my colours. Actually, I'm just slopping this colour on, there's nothing technical about what I'm doing. And then I'm just going to take, you can see I've got a draw brush out here, I'm just going to start taking some of this, because my paintbrush is pretty wet. Not wet enough. Just start adding a little bit more colour. Okay. I'm going to do the same down here. Okay, I need to do that handle. Don't know what it is, I always forget to do that. You'd think I ever got used to it by now. I'm just going to keep adding little bits too until I am happy. Oops. See, I just keep picking up that brush out. A little bit darker each time. Just slowly build up my colour. I think I'm quite happy with that. That look right in there. I've been umming and ahhing whether I wanted to put some tea in our teacup. But I might be overthinking things. I might put a little bit of tea in my teacup. Might change my mind. Evening Sue. We're having a different night tonight because evening's easy. Yeah, we've got a different night tonight because of being back to school this week. I wanted to make sure I was around tomorrow night for Bear's last night before he goes back to school. And then Rosie doesn't go back till Thursday. Much to Bear's not dislike. Can't think of the word. Disappointment? I don't know. He's actually quite looking forward to going back. So. That's a good thing, isn't it? I'm just going to dry this before it starts to bleed anywhere. Because I have put quite a bit of water and quite a lot of colour on there. And it'll also help me make my mind up if I do want to pop that flower into our cup or not. I think I'm going to. So I need this as dry as possible. Susie was back in last week. I know we're quite lucky. Our teachers don't go back till tomorrow. So Bear's got one in service day, but his school really does spread them out throughout the year. So he's got like one nearly every month, and then Rosie's does. What's really nice is they have 2 in service days, and then Wednesday is just for the New Year 7 intake. So they get the school to themselves for a day before the rest of the school turns up, because it's very daunting, isn't it, starting a brand new high school, going from, you know, primary school with probably 400 or 500 children into that being your year. So it is nice how they do it. Right, so all I've done there is, you can see I've got a scrappy bit of paper, bit of Christmas paper in fact, just stamped the cup on it, and then I've just cut out the bit where I want my image to go. And you can see I've used this so many times. So this actually sits, well, it will do once I've put them all the way together. It'll sit with my pack of Time for Tea, and then we're just going to stamp our little flower in this bottom corner. But I'm going to do it in brown, I think, because I don't want it to take away from the cup or the flowers. So it's either brown or grey. Let's do grey, shall we? This is where I'm going to regret colouring it in yellow, or all my cup in yellow. I should have been brave and made the decision. I should have made that decision early on, but I wasn't. I was faffing. So I'm just going to pop that down there, I think. Just check, yes, I did do it in grey. You know, you had that panic, it's like, no, I've done that in the wrong colour, haven't I? Nope. Should be in grey. Evening, Maxine, I'm not sure I said hello to you. Sounds like you've got your hands full, Susie. There we go. I'm going to take that off. And now, this is where I've got to make a decision, and you know I'm not very good with decisions. So I've got that lovely pink strip. I think I'm going to mirror that on my cup and then have these as different. So I have got my Alzarian Crimson in front of me, but it's not going to be as bright as normal because I've got that yellow behind. Yeah? But it's really easy to do, isn't it? I love masking. It is a really good little technique. Because it expands every stamp you've got. It just lets you do, well, makes the most out of your stamps, doesn't it? Being able to mask them. Now I don't want to go too bright, she says. There you go, too light. I'm stacking too much. There you go. And just be aware, if you're putting Brusho over Brusho or anything that reacts with water, it's going to re-react, yeah? Even though I've dried it, it's re-reacting, or just reacting. So my pink isn't as pink as it would be if I'd have just thought ahead. I think it still looks okay, doesn't it? Take a little bit more just to emphasise my veins and my flowers. There we go. But I was going to try and keep it plain and simple, but you knew that was never going to happen. Never ever going to happen, was it? Okay, just making myself a nice messy desk and colouring my fingers in pink. I'll cover this green. Now remember, I'm going over yellow, so it's going to take a bit to make. Oh no, it's not. It always does that to me. Makes me out to be a liar. Only because this green's got so many different pigments in it. Luckily, I picked up a dark pigment. Pick up one of the yellows. There we go. You're not doing anything more with that, I don't think. But it's so easy to do, isn't it? Just add a little bit of a flower in there. Oh, my desk can stay green for a minute. And you know what? Why I'm doing this, I'm going to go in for a penny, in for a pound, and we are going to put some tea in our teacup as well. I'm actually liking how that's turned out. So for that, let me just... Right, there we go. Cleanish desk, that will do. And now I don't want to do it in brusho. I want something that's going to go on top, so I want a bit of Distress Oxide. So let me just grab some brown. Well, they're definitely not tea colours. Oh, there's one. That one will definitely do. I'm going to go with a bit of tea dye, so I hope that's the right colour. There we go. Yeah, walnut stain was going to be a little bit too dark for a cup of tea, wasn't it? I'm just going to pop that on there. You'll notice I've not put any more water on my brush. It's going to go on. So my brush was a little bit damp, not wet, but damp. I'm just covering over. There we go, and we've got a nice milky cup of tea there. So flower time. Like I say, that pink is going to match my band on my card. So what I want to do is use these flowers that I'm thinking I'm going to put one in here and then maybe one decorating my card somewhere. So I've got my green. I want blue. I want the blue. I can use violet. I'm just going to do exactly the same again. Might even decoupage that flower up, you know. But if I colour them both in properly, it gives me more options, doesn't it? Add a little bit of green. I put my hand in the puddle then. I'm just adding until I'm happy with it. You can see how many different colours are within this little pot of leaf green. It goes all the way from yellow to really deep green. So it makes colouring really easy because it does it all for you. So again, I'm just going to get that dry so I don't get any bleeding when I add my next colour to it. Or I minimise the bleeding, I should say. Good evening, Tracy. I know I'm confusing everybody tonight because it's not Monday. I know it's not Monday. It's that funny week, back to school week. our lovely, lovely leaves done. Now we're just going to work on our petals. This is the violet. Come on. I think I've got that everywhere on my desk, apart from where I wanted it. It went everywhere that time. Whoops, a daisy. Getting dog's dinner of this one, aren't I? I'll sort it out now. Not everything turned up in a nice little pile. But we'll sort it out as we go. There we go. Right, now I'm going to start putting a bit more colour back in. It's nice seeing all the elements come together, isn't it? So I recovered on that bit. There was looking a bit sketchy. A bit of water just to drag that bit out of it. That's a bit better. I'm just going to dry that one because I have just thrown so much water at it. Maxine's off to water the dogs. Enjoy. We were told we were going to get thunder and lightning today, but we had some big claps of thunder earlier. But touch wood. That's me touching the side of the wall. It's not turned up yet. We really don't like thunder and lightning in our house. Go. Let's just add a bit more water to my desk. It looks earlier like it was going to start absolutely chucking it down when the thunder arrived for all of I think it was 2 claps of thunder. Nope. So I could have left me washing outside. Okay, I'm just going to keep adding a bit more colour in. I do love these ones because they don't take much to colour in at all. Evening, Mum. There we go. Yeah. Right. Clean that brush up, and then all we need is a little bit of orange for our centre. I'm going to go back to my gambos. I should have just left it on my desk, shouldn't I? So we've got a very milky tea. And for those of you who have Roo, I'll start that one again. For those of you that have been asking, yes, the coffee cup is done. I have tested it, and Mr. Roo is just going to be popping a few through the machine for me. So it's so close, not be ready to go. I had to do a slight little tweak because it was too close together. I just have to change the back ever so slightly on it. As long as it goes through nicely today. Should be all good for our coffee cup. There we go. I'm just going to add a little bit down here. I know it sounds daft, I'm doing gamboge over gamboge. Probably if I can dry my brush off a bit. That's a bit silly doing it into the purple bit, wasn't it? There we go, it's just that little hint darker. And then I think we've got all our painting done. I always feel a fraud calling it painting when I do. I splodge it on. Don't paint. I use a brush, but that's about it. Right. There we go. One last blast with the heat gun. And I've definitely coloured my fingers in funny colours today, don't you can see. Did you even use that much red? I think it's come off the tissues, hasn't it? The Alsatian crimson we used. Cool. There we go, right. Scissors. Now I'm just going to wipe that finger before I do anything else because I've got a feeling I'm going to turn everything pink and, there you go, pink and yellow before I start. Then we'll end up with inky pinkies, and I was going to try and not do that tonight. Right, cleanish hands. Better than nothing, hey? I'm just going to chop my cup off first if I get this as well. We can have a bit of a play with our layout as I cut things out. So we've got our strip of pattern paper because I've just got a drawer full of bits of paper. So it's about time I start using it, isn't it? There's little scrappy bits that just end up, you don't want to throw them away because they're too big to throw away, but they're not quite big enough to do full backgrounds with and things. I'll just cut myself a little strip of one of those. There we go. So I have now got a coffee cup. Again, not quite sure where I'm going with this layout, so bear with. On there. If you wanted to, you could grab a white pen as well and just ink out any of the lines that we're not using or not wanting. So if I've been really picky, I'd go and white out that teeny tiny little line there. Now I've pointed it out, it's all you can see, but most people wouldn't notice it. So I'd just use like a Posca or a jelly roll for it. Okay. And again, like on this one, oops, nearly cut petal off. So just here, where we've got that other flower coming in. I do that there actually. It's going to go a bit like that, I think. I might do some black lines on that. That was me talking out loud once. I think I just want a little something on that pink, so I might do a couple of like faux stitching lines or something on it. done is trim down those really big images, haven't we? And ended up with something a little bit more. I'll just do it like that. What do you think? There we go, and then we're just going to have a bit of a sentiment up in the top. So I think we're going to have a nice day up in that top corner. Let me throw my bits in my bin bag. I must remember to take that with me tonight. It's bin day tomorrow. Normally I come in on Monday and go, oh, I forgot to put the bin out. There we go. And oops, knocking everything over there. That's not nice of me, isn't it? So I've just got another little scrappy bit of card. Where's my black gone? There it is. I'm quite liking that layout, to be honest. I'm just going to stamp my "Have a nice day." If I inked it up properly. That will do. There we go. Got black ink everywhere on that. I'm going to chop this down. And then, oh, can I reach? Yeah, I did. I still got a little bit of my patterned paper left. So which way is my pattern going? It's going that way, isn't it? There we go. Not that by the time I put this on and give myself a tiny border you'll notice. But if I did it the opposite way, it would look really odd. Oh, come on. Mr. Glue. Don't want to run out just yet. There we go. I'm going to put an inky pinky on that now. I was wondering whether I was going to make it with my glue or not. It did. Oops. Or maybe I spoke too soon, it's just started raining. Got the door wide open as well. Could be. Ooh, that's not cut very well, is it? It's a bit neater ish. I'm gonna go like that, I think. So, quite like that layout in the end. I'm just going to take these off, and before we do anything else, I'm just going to do a bit of faux stitching around this one. Trying to find my pen. So just a few little just breaks up this pattern a little bit, doesn't it? I could have gone and grabbed a bit more black card and just given it a little bit of a tweak. I could have used a bit of ribbon, but I think it just needed something Now when I pop it on there, it's got more of an edge, if that makes sense. Yeah, not that you see much of it. Yeah? Just makes that pink stand out a little bit more. So where do I want this to stick? Think about theirs, right, isn't it? We'll do it about an inch and a bit up. There we go. Come on, Mr. Blue. We can make it to the end. We can. Or we can try at least. Okay, I'm going to take that off. And then, look, I've got foam pads again. Woo-hoo-hoo. I'm just going to add a couple where I know all the weight's going to be on my card. Nothing worse, is it, when you're putting a card together and you can just see it's not quite supporting it well enough. There we go. Put that down on there. Just like that. And then we'll want one of these. This is where I always end up faffing for too long. Either way, that bottom one's going to go a bit like that. So I'm going to flat stick this one down. Here's the blue wants to play. Leave it upside down, shouldn't I? We were only joking last week about it being called volcano blue. Now it's running out. I can pop that there somewhere. And I think I'll give this a bit of shaping. So I'm just going to go down like that, a bit of shaping around the back. When it comes on here, like that, put a bit of glue on that bit. Blowing raspberries at me now, my glue. I just need to decant some more into it, to be honest, but I can't get the lids off, so I normally get Mr. Roo to come and do it for me. Oh, I didn't, did I? Oopsie. Making things harder for myself. There we go. Oops. There we go. Right. Always make sure you're taking your bits off your foam pads first. I think I'm just going to add to there. Going to go like that to that one there. And then that one as well, I think. So it sits a bit like that. Yeah. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue on here and it'll attach to whatever it attaches to. I'm not fussy as long as it sticks to something. There we go. And finally I'm just going to stick this on flat as well, because we've got a lot of foam pads on this already. Yeah, I think we made it with glue. And if I had handy, have I got handy? No, but I have got. See if that wants to come out. Yes. I don't I? I've got some yellow. Make sure. Maybe not. What I was looking for, I want to make my centres look a bit different is what my beef was there. What I was looking for was my little sticky dots, my little sticky gems, just to put one in the corner. But I've got no chance of finding them, I don't think. So, there you go. I used up some of my scrap card, yay. And we broke down those really big stamps. So, our teacup, let me see if I can find it. It is on here somewhere. Not sure where I've put it, but you can see that's the normal size of our teacup, but just taking that saucer off makes it a lot smaller, doesn't it? And then just using one of those flowers. So even though they're really big stamps, just by using elements of them, we've created something that looks a little bit different, because I was trying to see if I could find another one with a cup on. Should be around here somewhere. There you go. That's the perfect one as well, look. So if we'd have just used those stamps as is, it'd end up super big like that, but because we've chopped them down, it looks completely different, doesn't it? Anyway, there you go. Oh, thank you all very much. I like that one. And like I was saying before, tonight will be our last, oh come on Mr. Mouse, thank you. Tonight will be our last live using Time for Tea, because this time next Monday, so a week tomorrow at 7, we will be launching, I was going to say August, it's not, it's September's monthly make. So they will be going out the door. They're in a pile, they're already packed, they're ready to go to the post office tomorrow in fact. So they will be going out the door first thing tomorrow morning, well maybe lunchtime-ish by the time I got there up. Anyway, thank you for joining me tonight. I do hope you enjoyed that one. I did. I think it's turned out really well. It's really pretty, really dainty, and only one inky pinky that I can see from a distance, so bonus there. So thank you all for joining me tonight. We will be back next Monday at 7. There is no Wednesday live this week because I'm treating little lady to a morning out. She's going rock climbing. She enjoys it. I just sit there with my hands over my eyes. So she's having a last minute treat before she goes back to school on Thursday. So thank you again for joining me. Do take care, and I'm trying to think, what else did I have to tell you? Watch out for the coffee cup. It is coming. It just needed a slight tweak. It is coming. It'll be sometime this week, so do watch out for that. So again, thank you for watching. Do take care, stay safe, and I will see you all again very soon.